"Are you going home for the holidays?" And I said, "No, I'm staying here because this is my home." My name's Andy, and I live here in Ponte de Lima and have lived here for about 2 years. I was born in England. I lived in North Carolina and Georgia in the US, and in Zambia in Africa, and spent most of my working life in the world around Caterpillar machines, helping design the machines and understanding what customers wanted to buy in their machines. I was fortunate that that type of work took me around the world, and I got to see all sorts of places that I would not normally see, and that people sometimes don't even know about. So I was very fortunate in as much as I loved the job that I had. With the financial downturn in 2008, the company decided that they wanted to reduce the number of management employees and offered a great package to leave. And I was of the age where A, I was eligible, and B, it was the time for me to do that. I did several other things, did some volunteering, but I also took off on a 3-month around the world trip to go see places and go see people that I had known for many years, but had not had a chance to visit them in the environment where they live now. So it was a wonderful experience and got to show me some very different places in the world, some of which I really enjoyed going back to, some maybe not so much, but you only get to make that decision when you've been there and taken a look for yourself. Came back to North America and lived there happily and did some volunteer work there, and traveled to visit Spain and Portugal on several occasions with my wife. And we gradually got to love visiting Portugal. We got to know it much better, all the way from the Algarve to up here in the north of Portugal. And we eventually decided that we were going to move and live here. Lived initially in central Portugal, and that was fine. We were only 500 meters from the beach, a very nice small town, but it was not what we were looking for. And we then found Ponte de Lima and decided that this was the place that we wanted to be. So here we are. I'm back here, loving living here, and just think that it's a wonderful balance of a place to be. It's calm, it's safe, there's lots to do. We have beautiful scenery, as you can see around me here. Ponte de Lima is just the right size. It's not too big, it's not a busy, it's a small town, and you can get to know people much more easily under those circumstances. I like to walk in the mornings, and I have found that I can walk into and around town to get my exercise, but inevitably when I'm walking I will find somebody that I know. I find lots of people to say bon dia, but there are some people who I meet that become friends, and that is very important. I had my grandson visiting back about a year ago, and we went down to a small cafe in town, my daughter and I and him, and he said he wanted to go off and look around in town at 11 years old. And he's very good with geography, he knows his way around, and he took off and had his own little adventure in town, and I knew that he could do that and be perfectly safe, and it was one way to stretch his experience to show him that there were places in the world where it is quite safe for an 11-year-old to go off and explore on their own. And that creates curiosity in their minds, makes them want to go do those sorts of things elsewhere. You might have noticed that I said that I was here with my wife, and about a little over a year ago, we decided that for her to be happy was important to her and to me, and for me to be happy was important to her and to me. She decided to go home to live closer to her family. I decided I was going to be happy living in Ponte de Lima. And we have a very open and very good relationship based on that, and I'm pleased to say that we're both happy. I was asked by a Portuguese resident here in Ponte de Lima, a lady who cuts my hair, just the other day. She said, "Are you going home for the holidays?" And I said, "No, I'm staying here because this is my home. I love living in Ponte de Lima and I want to stay here."